We are now standing in front of 1411 Surrey Lane, approximately 1 year after purchase. Notice some changes in the front of the house. The landscaping has been changed to reflect the landscaping of the house next door. The fixtures on the front of the house have also been changed, and those are now in colonial revival style, complementing the style of the house. As we approach the house further, we notice that the color and the siding have changed significantly from the original video. The reason for this is our next door neighbor updated their siding, and we followed suit so that both sides of the house, as we'll see in this pan to the other side, match the same color, the same trim style. It's one way that we can have unity on both sides of the residence. Now we are inside the foyer of the house. The doors facing me are now solid core doors with brass fittings. The paint scheme has also been changed. This was originally a computer room. It is now a library. Notice the library shelves on this side, and at the top of the library shelves, the piece of trim tying everything together comes from nowhere else but Home Depot. These are IKEA shelves turned into a wall unit. As we continue the tour and turn around, we'll see that the window now has wooden blinds and the front door is now white. There are other changes to this room as well. The color paint scheme has been changed from green to white, which is more in keeping with the colonial revival period. And this wall contains a CD rack and the hat rack from our original apartment. Notice now this is a solid wall. In the original video there was a window in this spot. We are now entering the living room. Notice the bay windows, which today have white paint rather than green, and they also have the same matching blinds as we saw in the other room. Continuing along, we see something vastly different from the original video. This is now a solid wall. The mirrors, as I described it a year ago, have long since left. We have also created a mantle, which did not exist. Behind the mirror, there was 2 wall boxes for electric wall sconces. Those have been rewired, and we now have wall sconces in place. There is currently a marble facing on the fireplace front to mask the painted brick, which unfortunately was impossible to restore. Continuing along, on the staircase going up, the banister was refinished. There are white paint on the newels, and going up the stairs is a matching period runner in Oriental style. There are Oriental rugs throughout the house now. There is no more wall-to-wall carpeting on either the main floor or the second floor, with the only exception being the porch, and we would love to get rid of that at some point in the future. Continuing along this wall, we have some of the Victrolas from our collection. The new entryway into the dining room, which we will visit in a moment, and the wall on my right coming in from the door, which contains a solid wall. This was again where we had the window in the previous video, one of the vintage radio phonographs, and a bookshelf. This is the dining room looking in. Again, new wall paint, white trim, and this is with a grayish green base. We now have, of course, the Victrola in the corner. The windows opening out onto the rear deck, which is not visible because of the contrast in this video, but are painted white with curtains. Continuing along, we have a Victrola in the corner with radio and our china cupboard. We will be adding a new china cupboard in the not too distant future, as well as additional chairs around the table to match the current pattern. Now we are proceeding upstairs. This is the carpeted hallway, and again there was wood paneling on these walls at the previous point of the first video. All of the wood paneling is gone. It is now solid wall. All of that has been rebuilt. Continuing up the stairs, at the landing we see an Oriental rug. We see a new paint scheme We also see a wall sconce that is next to the bathroom. The bathroom has not been changed. However, directly above, there is a Mission Revival fixture which did not exist. In the center of the ceiling, we still have the return grate for the air conditioner, but the ugly wart-like fixture that was next to it has been removed. And now, a little further up, you can see the pull-down attic staircase so that somebody weighing more, I should say, than 12 pounds can get up into the attic. We continue along the tour with a first stop in the first rear bedroom. This is now John's office. And as you can see, it has beautiful blinds and a color that is known as Bakelite Gold. I don't know how well it's showing up in this video, but the Bakelite Gold color complements the room beautifully. Here is his computer suite against one of the walls. There is an attic fan, or I should say a regular rotating blade fan directly overhead, which helps with air circulation considerably. Against this wall, where we see this CD case, there will be a Murphy bed probably within the next 3 to 4 months, which will allow us to have visitors use this room as a comfortable spare bedroom. To the opposite wall, we notice the repairs in the wall that were made. It's perfectly smooth now. There is a bookcase here. It also features several mirrors, and there is a, I'm going to say 1940s style mirror that we're still looking for a home for. Continuing through the hallway, we are heading toward the bedroom. This is the front bedroom, and in this bedroom it is now blue, and the reason it is blue is because we wanted to be able to keep the color as dark as possible so that John would be able to sleep if he had a late night engagement where he had to work on somebody's computer system. The other major difference that we're going to see in this room in 1 minute is the closets and the wall for the closets. Because when this was originally recorded, and you could see where the dormer comes down, again we have now full blinds throughout the room, and it's a consistent color. But when we came into this room originally, the back wall contained a 1960s recreation of a sliding door closet, and that did not work at all. As you see right now, there is now a solid wall. That wall was built, and the wall contains 2 door entries which are solid wood and have brass fittings and are infinitely more appropriate to the period of the house. We are now entering the second bedroom, which I currently use as my office. Again, this has been fully repainted with a tan paint scheme, and in this case brown trim around the windows, brown trim around the louvered closet, trim around the window, trim around the closets. This originally had a shag carpet in it. It is now totally deshagged and has an area rug in it that's looking toward the entryway. We can see a radio in the distance, some objects on my desk, a bookcase containing various camera paraphernalia, and another shot of the closet. This room has been transformed. It was also the first room to have been redone in the house. We are now standing outside on the rear deck. As you can see, it is stained red. It was not stained previously. There is a Suburban grill that has provided magnificent service to us since purchase, and is an almost daily use for my barbecuing meat on my Atkins regimen. We can also see the yard. This has not changed significantly since the purchase of the house.